Hello everyone, I am Erika of beadingschool.com and you are watching Coffee Time with Erika, my weekly beading broadcast. Today I have some very nice sparkly news for you about expanding, a sparkly journey with one of our favorite manufacturers. But before I would share the big news with you, and the cause why we are here today to celebrate, please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me well. You can watch today's video live from the Beading School Facebook channel and also from the Beading School Facebook page in real life, real time. Later, the videos stay online on YouTube forever, and on Facebook nowadays, videos stay online for 30 days. I see Ingrid checking in. I see Lutka. Hello, everyone. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Marcy says that she can hear me and see me via Facebook. Lita is here. Thank you so much, Lita. Sherry. Hello, dear Miriam. Rachel. Kimberly. Corinne, Ariane, Linda, Sue, Katja, Loretta. So many of you. Alison, Sarah, other Rachel, Linda. Wonderful. I'm so glad that so many of you came together because I have a beautiful overview prepared for you and some insider information. And indeed, I would like to share the big cause to celebrate. So last week, I had to share, on the contrary, some sad news with you regarding the beautiful Preciosa Nacre purse. And I would like to thank each and every one of you who adopted a pearl or two or three and placed an order in the Beading School Bead Shop before the Preciosa Nacre purse, or most of the Preciosa Nacre purse, would be gone completely. But today, I am back with some very different and a lot more cheerful information. The information is coming from the same place in the Crystal Valley, but about a different group of our shinies. And I am here today to share a bit of the Beading School story and our collaboration with the Preciosa Crystal Factory. Next to me, you can see a picture of Andrea and me. Andrea is my main partner in crime at Beading School. We actually used to go to high school together too. She was sitting behind me, and I always gladly shared the cookies and cakes that my mom baked with her. Then both of us independently moved to Prague, moved to the Netherlands, and fast forward a few years, we are now together in the Beading School adventure again. And while I am taking care of our beaders and the creative side of the Beading School life through jewels, inspiration, tutorials, and videos, Andrea is taking care of what's happening behind the scenes, especially in the Beading School treasury in Slovakia, where your shiny packages are traveling from. And when Andrea first visited Preciosa, the team of the factory didn't quite know what to make of us, what to make of Beading School. A kind receptionist offered a flyer and a smile, understandably, since Beading School was still new and very much unknown. But if you know Andrea, you know that she is the kind of person who will climb through the window if the door is shut. And so began a journey built on passion, persistence, and a whole lot of sparkle. So fast forward a few years. Not only did we make it through the window, but we were welcomed through the front door. Now Preciosa regularly visits us in Slovakia at the Beading School Treasury. And we have built a warm, friendly connection with their team. One based on mutual respect and shared love for the art of beadwork. Because of this partnership, Beading School is often the first to bring you new colors and collections, the first to present them in the whole beading world, like the beloved Matte for Sparkle released last year, and also the new collection a few months ago. But last year, something truly special has happened. When we arrived at the Preciosa headquarters, a beautifully set table was waiting. Cakes, fresh fruit, refreshments, and heartfelt conversation. You can even notice the beader's calendar there on the table, because we brought the beader's calendar as a gift to meet the team, but actually the sample that we already sent them a few months before was already hanging from the wall. So that time last year, when we visited, we met Marek, a regular contact and a true friend of the Treasury, and I also sat down with Eva, the marketing director, for an exclusive interview. Some of the topics that we explored were: why is the crystal valley the birthplace of bead making? How are Preciosa's innovation born? And what does it really mean that Preciosa crystals are environmentally conscious? And I actually looked up this video for you. So if you didn't have a chance to catch it on YouTube when we first presented it, then I would really like to recommend to watch it. There is so much to learn, and I think when we know more and more about the shinies that we work with and about the depth of the knowledge and all the skills that are used to create the beads and the crystals, then it really adds to our connection to our beads on our bead mat. And let me bring you also a little video about the mood from the Preciosa Crystal Factory. After that interview, something unforgettable happened. Eva, the marketing director I've mentioned and I've asked all my questions from, she casually picked up the phone and said, "Beading school is here. Do you want to meet them?" And only a few minutes later, we were shaking hands with the CEO of Preciosa, the big boss of the whole company. And Eva invited him with the simple words, "Beading school is here. Do you want to meet them?" And compared to that first visit, this is such a big moment, and we so appreciate it. So we have come a long way from that first flyer, and we are bringing all the sparkle, the knowledge, and inspiration back to you, our beading family. This collaboration is much more than business. It is a shared journey. And we are so excited to share the results with your bead mats, your designs, and your creative hearts. This is all happening thanks to you and thanks to the power of the Beading School community. We keep inspiring each other. We are there when someone needs to bounce back and forth an idea, and also to celebrate together when a jewel is born that someone is proud of. And also, besides celebrating those daily achievements, we are also celebrating together when we reach a milestone, new possibilities open up, and when there are even more colors and shapes coming. And today is exactly that kind of day. Today, I am here to announce that this year we are taking our collaboration with the Preciosa Crystal Factory to the next level. And we are expanding the assortments of their most luxurious line in the Beadingschool Bead Shop significantly. So from now on, you will find a full selection of big slim navettes, octagons, and tiny piers, baroque piers, both in gold and silver setting, in the most popular sizes that we have used so far. Today, I am bringing you something that is rare to find in the beading world. I am talking about the Preciosa fancy stones. And these are the highest quality, some of the highest quality crystal stones that you can get on your bead mat. They are hard to get in the beading world. They are pricey to invest into. They take long to produce. And indeed, it takes some time until such a collaboration can be built up. The Preciosa fancy stones, they bring new possibilities and a new spark to our creativity. So let's step up our beadwork with cabochons crafted in the heart of the crystal valley. I love them a lot, not only because of the beautiful colors, but also take the time, pull out one that you have already in your stash and look at the back side. I'm sure that is perfect. When you compare it to an ordinary glass cabochon, you will see the difference. But even if you have just that one Preciosa piece on your palm, you will see the back foil is called marked with the abbreviation DF. It means Durafoil. So even the name suggests how much attention goes into making it perfect. The cuts, the shapes, they are always uniform. They are always just as they are supposed to be. You won't find a bubble. You won't find a crack. There are no compromises when it comes to Preciosa crystals. And from now on, you will find the full selection of colors from bold 38mm navettes for statement pieces to delicate 4mm baroque piers for intricate designs to include them in a bezel, for example. No matter what is your choice, the sparkle will find its home on your bead mat. Beading School is proud to be your new go-to source for premium Preciosa fancy stones. And this is happening thanks to you and thanks to the power of the Beading School community. Thank you, everyone. And Angelina says in the meantime, thank you and Preciosa for making this happen. And Miriam says, it makes so much more sense to use elements from Europe. Indeed. especially that there is the tradition, there is the care, there is the care for not only beauty, but also for the environment. There is just so much to it that can be said about Preciosa crystals. Linda already says those pinks are so beautiful. And indeed, fantastic news. So you already had a bit of taster of Preciosa fancy stones through the Shamrock Lock box, through the signature box, the Rose Window Beading School Academy team, and some more during the birthday week. And now let me show you a little video how much fun we had when we were unpacking the big factory packs in the treasury. And now I would like to show you what kind of shapes and colors can you look forward to in the Beadingschool Bead Shop, and of course, what kind of jewels can you create. So I would like to mention before we start that there are two big groups of cabochons. So we have the round stones, and they can be flat back and they can be pointy back crystals. And between the round stones, you can find, for example, the rivolis, the chatons, the chaton roses, and also the Chanels. Some of them come also with also in a metal claw setting. And besides that big group of round stones, we also have the fancy stones, and within the fancy stones there are different shapes and colors. And in the meantime, Lita says, thank you, Erika and Andrea, for your commitment to us and to our partners. You keep inspiring and motivating us, dear Lita. Terry says, this will be so great for us. I am so glad Preciosa has done this. Me too. And Vania says, can the DF sign be seen on the back? No, Vania, it would be like a scratch on the, the foil, it needs to be intact. So that's why there is no sign in the foil of the crystals. And let's see now the shapes and colors. So one of the most beloved shapes in the beading world is the oval, besides the round ones. And we already had a taster of this during the Springtime Awakening week. And we have the 13 times 18 millimeter Preciosa fancy ovals available for you. And this actually became one of the most popular tutorials in the bead shop, using the 13 times 18 millimeter ovals. This is the Baroque mirror tutorial designed by Ruxandra. And I also saw many variations beaded in the Beading School Club. I love it how all kinds of seed beads from Miyuki are clutching the beautiful big 13 times 18 millimeter crystal. And there is so much delicacy and the specialty of Ruxandra, this lacy effect with all the little details in this jewel. I'm in love with this piece. Besides the ovals, another classic is the Baroque pear. And from this we have, first I am showing, by the way, the cabochons that do not have a claw, and then I will be showing the ones that have a metal claw setting. So besides the ovals, another classic shape is the Baroque pear, and we have the 13 times 18 millimeter ones available in the bead shop. And truth to be told, I haven't found a tutorial for this yet. So this is something actually that we need to work on within our team of designers. Then another beloved shape within the Preciosa fancy stones without a claw are the cushion cuts. We carry two different sizes. First, I was lucky to play with the 12 millimeter cushion cut, and this is an older design where they can be used, and this is my Indira bracelet. So thanks to all the colors from Preciosa, you can bead Indira now in different colors. And Linda is asking about the Serena earrings, and she might be actually right. Let me check it quickly, and thank you so much, Linda, for bringing this into my attention. And Erika says that Bronze Pony has a tutorial with a pear drop, and thank you so much, Erika, for suggesting that. And Serena is designed by Nitti, and I checked it, and that one uses a smaller pear drop, a 10 times 14 millimeter one. Besides the 12 millimeter, there is also another size of the cushion cuts for those of you who want even more sparkle on your bead mats. I am talking, of course, about the 18 millimeter version of the same cut. And this, when you hold one in your hand, you feel the weight, you look at the cuts, you look into the depth of the crystal, and this is where you can really admire the craftsmanship of Preciosa. So hands up who has worked already with the 18 millimeter cushion cut and tell me about your experience. Miriam says, thank you for this big change. It brings beading school and your designs to the next level. So inspiring. And thank you, Miriam. And I am so incredibly happy to be able to bring this news to you. And Kimberly says, even in a picture, I can tell this level of crystal has a whole exquisite level of more clarity and brightness. So beautiful. And Angelina says, can never have enough cushion cut crystals, and those new octagons will be very popular, especially with me. And Nitti is here, and she says, cushion cut is one of my favorites. And Lita says, wasn't there a pattern by Susie with an 18 millimeter cushion for the Aurora Borealis box? And Miriam says, 18 millimeter and 12 millimeter cushions are very beautiful. I use them. And indeed, we have actually several tutorials for the 18 millimeter cushion cuts. One of them is the Frozen Lake by Veronka. And another one is the one mentioned by Lita. And this is Aurora by Susie. And, you know, Susie skyrocketed as a designer also, besides other things that she brings to the beading school team and community. And this was one of those designs when I actually was sitting here and my jaw has dropped, because this was one of those where her journey as a really accomplished designer has started. Oh, and Nitty says that Orion's belt uses both sizes of the cushion cuts. And then there is also one with, by Ruxandra. So indeed, there are so many tutorials where you can use the cushion cuts, also the smaller size. Then Angelina already mentioned the octagons. The octagons are actually also included in the current Beading School Academy theme box, the Rose Window. And these are, oh my God, I forgot to note them down. So I have to look it up to not be mistaken before, and sorry for missing this information. Robin says in the meantime that she has beaded also Frozen Lake and also Aurora. So we have the octagons available in the current theme box, and they are of 10 times 12 millimeter of size. And again, I am showing you a design by our beloved Ruxandra, and this is the Gothic diamond that is coming a little bit later during the theme. And I'm in love with the Preciosa fancy octagons, how they sparkle in the middle of this beautiful bezel. She also included some metal components in it, and Miyuki slender bugles, and so many exquisite details. And this is a testament to Ruxandra's talent, how she can bring up so many details into a beautiful piece. And Kimberly says, oh my, I love the octagons. I am so excited about all of this. Thank you, Erika and Beading School team. Well, thank you for being and beading here with us, because this is possible thanks to you, dear beaders. Ariana says that Nitty's Agnes also uses the 18 millimeter cushion cut. And Vanya asks if Preciosa is selling the metal claws to fit these new stones loosely, and unfortunately not. For some of them, loosely they are not available directly from Preciosa. We work with other manufacturers, so we do have some metal claws available also for the Preciosa fancy stones, for example, for the 13 times 18 millimeter ovals and for Ruxandra's Baroque mirror, but not yet for the octagon. And this is something that we need to look into. And Katja says, this is so gorgeous. And now we are getting to the Preciosa fancy stones that come in metal claw settings. And I started to work with this tiny 4 times 6 millimeter Baroque piers during the Shamrock Lock box that celebrated Ireland and Irish luck. And they became an instant love story. So the 4 times 6 millimeter Baroque piers, they have only one set of holes, so they are a tiny bit challenging to fix in a way that they don't turn around. However, due to their tiny size but exquisite sparkle, you can even include them in the tiniest designs, in bezels themselves, or just when there is a spot in a motif where you have a thought that something is missing there, then you can try to fit in a Baroque pier. And we will have them available, all the crystals that will be available in the metal claws. They will come in both silver and gold colored settings for those beaders who love warm tones, and also for those beaders who love to work with cold tones. So indeed, these were part of the Shamrock Lock box, and the tutorial, the Shamrock Lock tutorial, it's available for now only with the Shamrock Lock box, and we have less than 20 left out of the 200 or 250 that we did. So if you don't have it yet, then don't hesitate. So that was the first box, our first team, first Juvo, where we worked with the 4x6mm Baroque pierce from Preciosa. Angelina says that the sparkle in this is incredible. I really didn't expect that from such tiny stones. Preciosa knows what they are doing. Sabine also says, I love those tiny crystals. And Judith says, Erika, the partnership is a direct result of your leadership, hard work, and that of your team. We contribute, but follow your lead. You are an excellent leader. Thank you, dear Judith. You humble me with your kind words, but this is really like the result of so many hearts and hands and souls coming together. And Linda says, I bet this spear would look good in a ring. I don't think we have many ring tutorials. And I absolutely agree with you about including it in a ring, Linda. But actually, you can turn most of the smaller motifs into rings. And that's maybe a topic that we need to look into in the future. I am also showing now the Let Me Bloom pendant, as this was a design from the signature box celebrating Beading School's birthday. And here we also have some of the tiny, tiny cute sparkly pears. This was the original colorway that you could make from the box. By the way, in the meantime, I also drew the illustrations for the bail, and they are available as a gift in the Beading School Bead Shop. So if you would like to have another way of hanging your pendants, and you would like to use this bail, then search for it between the gift tutorials in the Beading School Bead Shop. Later, I proof beaded the design in another colorway, kind of from the Shamrock Lock box, and I also included some other tones, and this is how it looked like with emerald colored pear drops. Vanya says that the pears are very interesting with just one hole. I guess a lot more snapping than lots of snapping can be done indeed. And Tammy says, I love these little gems. They are perfect for adding that final touch to a jewel. And then the tiny pears, they resurfaced again. Well, they never disappeared. They are here with us also in the Rose Window Beading School Academy team box. And this was the second signature jewel. We have just published it during the past weekend. This was designed by Laura Embry. And besides the beautiful historic filigree that is also coming from the crystal wall in the Czech Republic, Laura also included some of the tiny pear drops on top of the filigree. So this is a way how you can spruce up those spots where you feel like something more sparkly can be added. Angelina says, such an amazing design by Laura. And Ariane liked the green version of the Let Me Bloom. But since these tiny pears are indeed so versatile and so small in size, then on the upcoming Thursday, so in 2 days from today, you can also use them during the next No One Has to Bead Alone session. The motif that we have prepared for you, it was designed by Susie. It's called Garnet Rosette. I actually proof beaded it already yesterday, and I'm in absolute love with it. So it's cute and tiny, and I'm actually inclined to say that this is so much fitting for also a bracelet. But even in this tiny surface, you can include so much Preciosa. So I have here in this tiny motif a 6mm Chaton Rosemonte, 2 of the tiny pears, and even some bicon beads. And we are beading this together on Thursday. And then, after those tinies, let's also mention the statement ones. And this is a shape and size that I was dreaming about for years. This is the 10 times 38mm slim navette, and I decided to get this in the metal claw settings. Of course, you can also like remove them from the metal claw if you want to, using a thin office knife, but I thought that this will be easier to use with the metal claws. So these are big, these are sparkly, they will be coming available in both the gold and the silver colored settings. And already we have a design lined up, the MEADOW by Veronka. You got a sneak peek of this during the birthday week, and we will release the tutorial next Wednesday. Why next Wednesday? I have a reason. Because my lovely colleagues are working now in the Beading Bead Shop. They are bringing you, activating the beautiful Preciosa fancy stones that I was talking about today. I'm pretty sure that our lovely beaders here who share my passion for sparkle, share my passion for experimenting with new shapes and colors and sizes, would love to get their hands on some of these beauties. And if you ladies head over to the Beadingschool Bead Shop, you can click the link that I have just posted, and you decide to place an order for at least 59 euros, $67 or 50 English pounds before next week's Coffee Time with Erika. And that means 5 p.m. Central European Time, 11 a.m. New York City time, 8 a.m. California, or 3 a.m. New Zealand, then next Wednesday you will receive the tutorial from Veronka as a gift. It will cost 16 euros on its own in the Beadingschool Bead Shop, so it is an exquisite deal to get it as a reward for one of your orders. So MEADOW will be coming indeed next week. And let me tell you about another reward that some lucky beaders can get if they place an order requiring shipping during next week in the Beadingschool Bead Shop. So, as you might know, in September, the anniversary of our beloved Beading School Academy is coming. And we are preparing a special event together with Andrea. That special event will take place over a Zoom session. The number of participants will be limited, and the tickets will be distributed among those randomly by a lucky choice who decide to place an order during this next week. And during that Zoom session, you will get a sneak peek of how we are preparing the Beading School Academy teams. We will be playing some games, and you might even have an influence on what kind of themes and what kind of colors are we going to play with in 2026. So lots of gifts coming up, and I will also bring up now the link to the Preciosa fancy stones and post the link one more time. And yeah, the Preciosa fancy stones are waiting for you. And Terry says, in the meantime, one of my favorite shape is the slim navette. I agree with you, Terry. They are so incredibly elegant. And Angelina says, those giant navettes. I bet Ruxandra can beat some special magic with those. I can imagine, dear Angelina. Miriam is asking about an XXL fuchsia box. This time we don't have a fuchsia box available. I'm afraid you will need to click one by one, but it will be so worth it. And Angelina says, awesome design by Veronica. Kristen says, already shopping. Molly says, oh, more sparklies. And Lita is asking, wasn't this tutorial part of the bundle for the large navettes when they were offered during birthday week? No, they weren't, dear Lita. The tutorial was not ready yet. We had a special price, if I remember correctly, for the navettes back then, and we had only 3 colors. But now we have everything available that can be available. Let me also show you how it looks like in the bead shop. So this is the category for the Preciosa fancy stones. I will make this disappear for a little bit so you see it better. And as you can see, we have divided the Preciosa fancy stones to 2 big groups, the ones with the claws and the ones without the claws. And if you click them, then with the claws, you will find here the tiny pears and the big navettes. And then without the claws, you will find the baroque pears, the cushion cuts, the octagons, and the oval cabochons. I was really looking forward to actually show you this under my hand camera, but unfortunately my FedEx package was late. This is maybe only the second time during so many years when a package is late. Unfortunately, today is one of those days, but I have some beautiful, beautiful videos for you, so you can imagine the colors and the shapes better. So let me show you how these beauties look like on the videos. So I hope you like them. And lovely ladies, do you have any questions left about the Preciosa fancy stones, about the special deal of the day, about anything else. No one has to be the one on Thursday that is coming to your mind. I would love to answer your questions if it is possible. Beatrice is asking, do I have to use a link or can I just do my order right now? Dear Beatrix, you can place an order, and thank you so much for loving the sparklies as usually. Only that if you would like to get the gift and get into the lucky draw for the ticket for the event, then you need to place an order for at least €59, $67, £50 before next week's Coffee Time with Erika. As always, it needs to be one order, not the sum of several orders. So we can find it in the bead shop. And yeah, sorry, I got distracted because I started to read more comments. So it doesn't matter what's inside your order. What matters is that it needs to be at least for these prices, after deducting, that's what I wanted to say, after deducting gift cards, after deducting discounts. So this is what needs to be the end sum. And Donna is asking for the material list for the Veronka jewel. Let me bring it up. Just a second. I will actually try to post this into the comment section. So it uses one piece of the big navet cabochons in metal claw settings. It uses 8 pieces of bar beads, 2 pieces of 6mm round glass pearls, and of course some more for the necklace, 4 pieces of lemon glass cabochons, 4 pieces of Preciosa bicone beads, 1 piece of 8mm round glass cabochon. And indeed, the size is 9.5 times 35 millimeters. So I apologize for the mistake. I rounded it up to 10 and I made a mistake with the other size. So it's 9.5 times 35 millimeter, the navet glass cabochon in the metal setting. It's the only very, very big navet in a metal claw settings from Preciosa that we have. So you can't be mistaken here. And Vanya is asking, can we go over one more time for the special with the tutorial? So dear Vanya, you need to place an order in the Beading Bead Shop between today's and next week's Coffee Time with Erika for at least €59, $67 or £50. And it needs to be after deducting gift cards, any type of gift cards, after deducting discounts, if you maybe have a discount code. So this needs to be actually like the amount that you check out with, that you pay. Easy to make it easy to understand. And it needs to be like one order and not the sum of several orders that you might place, because that is done very, very, very frequently. And we are very happy to join your orders. Corinne says, Erika, I suggest that you start thinking about a beading school retreat in a few years in Slovakia or Hungary. Dearest Corinne, we are thinking about one for years actually, but we need to take this big, beautiful, colorful journey one step at a time. Marcy suggests ordering more lemon cabochons. Do I have a dear fellow Beading School member here, team member here? Let's please order more lemon cabochons. We need more lemon cabochons indeed. So lovely, ladies. Do you have any more questions left? Oh, Linda says, will you be putting any fuchsia boxes together with the tiny claws? Not these ones, dear Linda. These will be available one by one. So lovely, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I can't wait to bead together with you the new motif from Susie that she designed from the Rose Window Beading School Academy team box. Our bead mats will be sparkly with the tiny pears from Preciosa. And I can't wait to see even more colors and shapes appear on your bead mats. Lovely ladies, please also help us share the news about this milestone. We need to get it out to the beading world that these special shapes and colors are now available at Beading School. And if the Beading School community keeps growing and expanding, then that not only means more creativity and more fellow beaders to bead together with, but also that we can make these kinds of amazing things happen. So thank you so much, ladies, for all your support over the years, for every comment, for every like, every share, every precious bead order that you placed in the Beading School Bead Shop. We are rocking this together. And I am looking forward to all the colors of the future. Thank you also, dear Beading School team, dear designers who are working with us. And cheers to even more happy moments. Take care, dear beaders, and see you on Thursday.